Have you ever moved to a new place, switched banks, or forgotten about an old savings account? Maybe you left $50, $100, or even a few $100 sitting in a bank account you forgot existed? If that sounds like you, then listen carefully, because here's the crazy truth: that forgotten money is quietly making governments richer every single year, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Hey, what's up? My name's Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about the weird, hidden parts of money and finance. If you're someone who's ever felt stuck trying to get ahead, or worried that your money is slipping through the cracks, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Today, we're diving into a topic almost nobody talks about: how abandoned bank accounts are quietly making governments rich, while you're left wondering where your money went. Look, here's the thing: almost everyone has some kind of forgotten money. Maybe it's an old gift card, a cash stash in your closet, or yes, an old bank account you haven't checked in years. But unlike that cash under your mattress, abandoned bank accounts don't just sit there collecting dust. Instead, they enter a mysterious world where governments and financial institutions take control, often permanently. So, what counts as an abandoned or dormant bank account? Banks usually classify an account as abandoned if there's been no customer activity or contact for a specific period, usually between 3 and 5 years. No withdrawals, no deposits, no statements acknowledged, nothing. And at that point, the bank legally has to report the account to the state government, which is where things get interesting. Here's what most people don't realize: according to the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators, U.S. states hold over $58 billion in unclaimed financial assets right now. That's right, billions of dollars just sitting in government coffers, waiting for people to claim them. But only a tiny fraction ever do. And this isn't just the U.S., countries worldwide have unclaimed money worth billions more. In the UK, for example, the Money Advice Service estimates over £1 billion of unclaimed bank accounts and insurance policies are waiting for people to find them. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how exactly do governments get rich from my forgotten money? Here's where it gets really interesting. Once an account is declared abandoned, the bank transfers the funds to a government agency. At this point, the government technically owns the money, but they don't just hold it like cash in a piggy bank. Instead, they often invest these funds, sometimes in low-risk securities or other financial instruments. This means the government earns interest, dividends, and sometimes even profits from this money, all while the rightful owners remain unaware. And because most people don't actively claim these accounts, the government ends up keeping the principal amount forever after a certain period, sometimes 10 years or more. Let's break this down with some simple math. Imagine you forgot an account with $1,000 sitting in it. If the government invests that $1,000 at a modest 3% annual interest rate, compounded yearly, here's what happens over 10 years. After 1 year, it grows to $1,030 after 5 years. About $1,159, and after 10 years, it reaches around $1,344. That's $344 of free money the government just earned on your lost cash. Multiply this by millions of forgotten accounts, and you can see how this quietly adds up to serious money. So why do people forget about these accounts in the first place? There's a psychological concept called mental accounting. We tend to separate money into different mental buckets and often neglect smaller or out-of-sight amounts. Plus, with busy lives and moving homes, it's easy to lose track of old accounts, especially if they're low balance. Then, add present bias, where people care more about immediate needs than checking for money they don't even know they have. It's a perfect storm that leads to money falling through the cracks. Now, you might be thinking, Nick, why don't governments just return the money to people if they want it back? And here's the truth: they do have processes, but they're often confusing, buried deep in bureaucracy, and require active effort from the owner. Unfortunately, many people never bother, or don't even know they have the right to claim it. Plus, in some places, the government holds the money indefinitely. But in others, it eventually becomes state revenue. Think of your abandoned account like a library book you never returned. The library holds the book, and it's not doing much with it at first, but eventually, they sell it or keep it to cover costs. Your money is the same, it's yours in theory, but if you don't return or claim it, the system treats it differently. Here's what most people don't realize: some governments actually use unclaimed money to fund public projects like schools, roads, or social programs. So, your forgotten money might be helping someone else's community instead of growing your own wealth. And there's more: banks sometimes use the period before transferring the funds to government accounts as a kind of interest-free loan. So the longer you leave your money forgotten, the more others benefit. Alright, enough bad news. Here's the important part: you can protect yourself and even find forgotten money you didn't know existed. Step 1. Search government databases in the US. Each state has an unclaimed property website where you can search by your name. In the UK, check the Missing Money Service. Other countries have similar databases. Step 2. Regularly review your account. Set calendar reminders to check old bank accounts and financial statements yearly. Step 3. Consolidate your accounts. If you have multiple accounts with small balances, close or consolidate them to avoid losing track. Step 4. Keep contact info updated. Make sure banks have your current address, phone, and email to avoid losing contact. Step 5. Spread awareness. Tell family members, especially older relatives, about this issue. It can protect entire households. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my friends recently found out he had an abandoned account from a summer job he did 8 years ago. He never thought to check because it was just a small amount. But it had grown by over $200 in interest by the time he claimed it. That small surprise ended up funding a nice dinner and reminded him to keep better track of his finances. Look, the truth is, money doesn't just grow on trees, it grows when you take care of it and know where it is. Don't let your hard-earned cash quietly line someone else's pockets. Take control today. Hit the link below to check your unclaimed money status, and make it a habit. It could mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars you didn't know you had. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more videos that help you grow your money smarter, not harder. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.